Hi, Ahmed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this program to arm and train those moderate rebels in the first place was never very successful because it became so problematic identifying who was actually moderate. So does revoking that program change much on the ground?
At the very beginning, as you said, it was ineffective because to some extent the other parties of that coalition believed that the United States, especially under Barack Obama, were not sincere in the way they supported the rebels on the ground, whether they're moderate or other kind of rebels, if you classify them. But on the other hand, the Obama administration, after the intervention of Russia in Syria, the whole trajectory of their way of dealing with the crisis has changed to the extent that lots of analysts in the States, they believe that the United States Obama administration, they don't have a clear strategy to deal with the rebels, whether they want Assad to be there. What's the function of these rebels at the end of the day? Are they going to defend themselves? Are they going to remove Assad from power? Or are they going just to fight with the Assad endless? So that was a big question mark that the states were not able to come out with a clear strategy so that their program is more effective.
But does revoking this funding revoke any of the support then for the YPG rebels that have so angered Turkey?
The revoking, yeah, that's the point. Revoking the funding, according to the Washington Post report, it says that we're going to retain some of these rebels on the ground because it's a very influential chip to use in the bargaining, in the negotiation with the Russians on the one hand. On the other hand, it's the priority of Trump administration to continue its fight against ISIS or Daesh in Raqqa, and he's going to use these YPG, the SDF forces to fight Daesh. So that's the point with Turkey. That now the CIA is going to be out of the MOC or the MOM, what's known the two operation rooms in Jordan and in Adana or in Turkey. Now the CIA is out. It's more giving room for Turkey to act independently. Now the priorities, the geopolitical interest, if you will, of the United States and its NATO ally here in Turkey seems to be more divergent, more, if you will, rather conflicting when it comes to the northern stretch in Syria.
I know it's impossible to find a simple way to explain the power dynamics in Syria right now, but if you can do your best, tell us what group might have the best chance to bring peace to Syria.
It depends on what kind of groups you're talking about. If you're speaking about the proxies on the ground?
Both. That's why I said this is not simple.
Now, to have a peaceful resolution to this quagmire, it's already very complicated war. Everybody is involved in there. So if you're speaking about the rebels themselves, even in Idlib, the Islamists themselves, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and Ahrar al-Sham, they used to be in good terms with each other. They're now fighting each other. Turkey is not in good terms with the United States, its main ally in Turkey. There are talks about a convergence between the Turkish government and Russia when it comes to the northern stretch. Iran is to some extent being isolated. So it's really complicated to the extent that I would say that speaking about a strategy or speaking about a clear policy became outdated in the region. After a meeting between Trump and Putin, things change on the ground. We have a de-escalation. The Geneva meeting was successful after 7 rounds of negotiation just because of a meeting between these two leaders. Later on, before that, the president here in Turkey spoke about his unequivocal stance that he is not going to allow the Kurdish statelet in the north of Syria. That was based on a kind of agreement, according to reports leaking, that between the Russians and the Turkish people, the Turkish government. So it is the fluidity of the whole region makes it really difficult for any analyst to even estimate or foresee how this is going to end up.
Right. No end in sight. Okay, Ahmed al Burai, thanks so much for coming in.